Welcome along, everybody. It's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delta T Racing. It's Thursday night, so it's time for Division 2. We are coming this week from Abu Dhabi for round number 7. Slight twist tonight, but it is a 100% race. We've got a one-shot qualification followed by a 100% race. Within the race, the drivers are required to use all 3 compound of dry tyres. As long as the race is dry. Obviously, if we have wet race, then that will negate that, but soft, medium and hards all needing to be used. Okay, who are we gonna jump? Let's stay with Wazza. I say Wazza normally does have good speed down here, but does have a habit of binning it at turn number 3. Manages to make it through without much of a problem this time. Just get the map up so I can see where we are. Okay, so Wazza currently, well, just taking a provisional pole as we stand. Obviously, the positions chopping and changing up the left-hand side there. Magic Poop Cannon now on pole. Stuart taking it. So we'll just wait till we get close to the end, but Wazza is still there or thereabouts. A little bit slow through the chicane. I noticed Magic Poop Cannon and J5 Gaming both making up a bit of time on him there, but he was quick out onto the third DRS zone, or second DRS zone, sorry. So we are coming into the hotel section. Wazza dropping down into 7th, so it seems like he's got some good straight line speed, but you also need to be able to make the turns here. So Wazza coming home in 7th. Looks like Stuart is taking pole position with a 123.645. So Stuart continuing his good form there. Taking pole position, 123.645. So Alpine on the front row, along with Bogarovsky, crept out of nowhere up into 2nd place, 23.737. So only just behind Mikey, a little bit further back, but also in the 7s, 23.7. In 3rd, we've got Poop Cannon in 4th. 5th, we have D Summers. I'll come back to him in a minute. Connor in 6th. 7th, Wazza. 8th, J5 Gaming. 9th, Cabolis. 10th, Hummer. 11th, Lacatsis. 12th, Hammers. 13th, Kazingle. 14th, Scully. 15th, Skipper. Brother Adam in 16th. And I missed the rest of them there. Let's see if I can catch them up in a minute. But so that's the grid. So Brother Adam was 16th, sorry, Berserk 17th, Double 18th, and Composite at the back of the grid.
The roar of the crowd can only mean one thing, really. Race day has arrived here in Abu Dhabi, and it's time to join our teams who are getting ready down on the grid. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.28 miles of track, featuring 16 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 5 and turn 7 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners, which will certainly test a driver's braking management.
Well, welcome back everyone. Just a quick look at the table whilst the grid are going around on their formation. That was to see Hammers is leading the way in the Drivers' Championship, 7 points clear of Hummer. So overtaking him at last weekend's mystery track, which was Portugal, won by Connor, and demandingly so. TGL Stewart in third, Bogrovsky fourth, Connor in fifth, and Kazingal in sixth. We'll do have a quick look at the constructors as well. McLaren leading the way, 184 points to 151 for Alpine, 128 for Red Bull in third, and then 95 for Aston Martin in fourth. And we have Ferrari, Haas, Racing Bulls, Sauber, Mercedes and Williams. Right, let's jump on, have a quick look at tyres. What has everybody gone for? Quite a few going for the soft tyres, opting to run those first, get them out of the way. So the medium hard is going to be the optimum strategy, but with the ruling that you have to use everything, I suppose they're looking at getting the softs out of the way. Safety cars are likely here, certainly on the first lap. As soon as anybody really get close to each other, then we do see some incidents happen, so we will see what whether we get any safety cars coming out. I think we probably will. So let's get rid of everything as we watch Stewart coming round to take number one on the grid. Bogrovsky, so we'll be alongside him on the front row in second position. So 19 drivers today, good field actually. I say 100% race, so there's going to be some full bladders I think by the end of the race. We will also just be checking from time to time just on the tyres just to see who has used what. We need to just make sure that everybody is using or has used all three tyre compounds. Right, so here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. The lights are out and away we go for the start of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, round number 7. And not a good start there by Bog, just dropping down into third place. Stewart keeping his position up front. Everybody behind really much behaving themselves, so nothing really there to report. Let's jump back to the front. So Stewart has taken the lead. Little Mikey jumping past Bogorowski up into second position, so not much. Hummer looks like he's had a difficult opening couple of corners, dropping down into 18th there. So second in the championship, will look at regaining as many positions as he can. Certainly the race to do it. It's got another 57.5 laps. Hummer dropping, where is he, 17th now, so I'm just keeping an eye on what's going on at the back there as much as anywhere else. So possible strategies coming out there: medium, medium hard, soft, medium, medium hard. Medium, medium hard's not an option because they do have to use those soft tyres. So going round under the hotel for the first time. Stewart just half a second clear. Berserk has joined and retired from the race. Unfortunately, that is a glitch with the game. Seems to be if you lose connection and then try and rejoin the session, it will actually retire you. Hopefully that's something that they'll get sorted out quickly, but considering the game's been out for a good few months now and they've still not fixed it, there's not much hope. But anyway, little Mikey keeping Stewart honest out front, and is he closing? He is closing. He's using that DRS just to bring him back into position. A bit further back, looked like the second Haas was going for a move, so Waz are thinking about a move on D Summers. What we'll do is talk about D Summers, new to the league. Is a friend, I believe, or an acquaintance of Connor's. I think they raced together in another league. So it's good to have him here. But there's a really good field of 19 tonight. Hopefully we'll see some good racing. But yep, D Summers, welcome to DTR. So the field's not spread out too much. I know it's only lap number 2, but sometimes you do get a big gap. I think behind Poop Cannon we've got a small gap appearing 1.2, so Wazza out of DRS, so that gap is only going to get bigger unless he can close that back in again. Needs to do it very, very quick, and he's not going to do it here, so he's not going to have DRS. We'll keep an eye on that gap, so 1.4 from Poop Cannon to Wazza at the start of this straight. Gap out to 1.8, and Summers there making a move on Wazza and comes up into 5th, but 1.6 seconds, so really are losing out quite a lot by not being within that DRS zone. Need to close it in. It's going to help with these two fighting in front, Bog and Poop Cannon. So keeping an eye on the back here, Connor and Hammers around the inside there and takes the position. So Connor, I think, more than patient enough to know that this is a very long race. There's another 55 laps to go at the end of this one. Come back. Summers has got that gap down to 1.1. If he can close it a little bit more just through the opening sector, he may well be able to draw back and get within that 1 second, so he will have DRS, and then we will have a quintet, is it? 5, I believe. The group of 5 anyway. And he would drag Wazza with him, but he's losing time through this sector, so 1.1, so not going to get the DRS, so that gap is only going to grow out to about 1.5 seconds. Up front, little Mikey going for a move on Stewart. Connor picking up a 3-second penalty there, a little bit further down the grid. I think that's in his battle with Hammers. Hammers making a move past Kavolis up into 8th position. I'm not sure if he was hit there or whether he just took an unfortunate ride on the sausage curb. It's quite lethal through there. I think that might have been the case, but yeah, completely thrown off line. Kavolis and Connor now battling away for 8th position. I'm trying to catch what I can, but I don't want to miss anything either. So the Cats is looking for a move on Brother Adam, just a couple of tenths behind. So Connor already with that 3-second time penalty. Because I believe a lot of that was because of the battling. And we have, who's in the pits? We have Connor is into the pits. Does he have damage? It's very early for a pit stop, unless he has completely had enough of those softs. Nope, no front wing, so it is. He just wants to get off of those soft tyres. Keep an eye on this front 4. Summer is still there in 5th position, but just not able to make a dent due to being out of the DRS zone. So Manos, I'm assuming you are berserk in the chat. If it is, sorry for what's happened tonight. It's, as I say, unfortunately a bug of the game. If you do get a disconnect when you try and jump back into the car, it normally disconnects you again, and then you end up the car just ends up retiring. So yeah, I don't really know what more to say on that. Okay, so into the pits. Mikey is jumping first out of the front runners, so he's looking to get an undercut on the on TGL Stewart if he can. Probably going to go. Is he going to go medium or hards? He's going on to the hard, so he'll be taking those as long as he possibly can, and jumping on to the mediums at the end. Wazza also in. Not sure if that was a double stack or whether they timed that just about right, but both of the Haas drivers on to the hard tyres. Bog now coming under pressure from Poop Cannon, who himself is coming under pressure from D Summer, who has closed that gap, but Stewart has broken away 1.1 seconds clear. Bog doesn't have DRS and is now going to come under immense pressure from Poop Cannon. And Magic Poop Cannon up into second position, Bog down into third. I wonder if he'll be looking at coming in and ditching those soft tyres as well. Now coming under pressure from Summers. So, anybody going to pit? Stewart, no. Cannon, no. Bog, yes. Summers, no. So Bog is the next of the top four to pull the pin. And Hammer's picking up a 3-second time penalty there. Hammer's also coming into the pits. Is he? Yeah, slightly held up. Not hugely, but just slightly. But goes on to the medium tyres. Bogorowski, what did he go on to? The medium tyres as well. So we've got the Haas going on to the hard tyres. We have the McLaren boys going on to the medium tyres. Poop Cannon is on the coattails of Stewart now, just half a second behind. Summers dropping just a little bit further back now, but he's closing it up there. Will he get DRS? I don't think he will. He did not. But Poop Cannon does and goes for a move up the inside of Stewart and thinks better of it and pulls out. So it's round turn number 9, heading up into the hotel section. So who at the front is going to be the first to pull the trigger? Looking down the line, we have Lil Mikey in 11th, just half a second ahead of Bog. Wazza 3.2 further back, with Connor right on his coattails with a second time penalty of the night. So 6 seconds already, right? Only on lap number 8. Need to calm down, Connor. Long race. So Johnny into the pits as well, so he jumps off of, I believe he was on softs, and onto a set of mediums. So we'll bring up the race director a bit later just to check what tyres people have used. Okay, back to the front. So Poop Cannon and Summer has caught up now. So we do have a trio at the front again. I'm sure this will be good news for Lil Mikey and Bogorowski, because if these three start fighting, they are going to lose time. Saying that, we've got Bogorowski now making a move on Lil Mikey. D Summers sending it up the inside there. So late under braking, but a cracking move. Takes the position away from Poop Cannon. And now on the tail of Stewart. Yeah, pretty good move. But he is obviously on the hard tyres, so his tyres are going to be... Excuse me. His tyres are going to be a lot better than some of the others. What? This... have a look. So yeah, Stewart on 8-lap-old hards. 8-lap-old softs, the same as Poop Cannon. So they are really going to be screaming soon. They're going to want to come in and ditch those and put on a nice fresh set. So stops, we have obviously the top 9 have not stopped, and Composite in 16th also not stopping as of yet. Summers, I think, is not far enough back to make a move here. He's certainly going to draw himself in and be in a great position for the second DRS zone. Bog now closing on the back of double, so looking to take 9th position. We've got Latsis changing positions there. I need to just jump back here because I think Summer is going to go for the lead around the inside, and he does. Sticks it up the inside of Stewart, no pun there, and takes the lead. So cracking debut for him so far, sitting in first position. Obviously 9 laps with 58 laps in total, so a hell of a long way to go. And Stewart pulls the pin and comes in, so does a Poop Cannon. So Summer out in front on his own will have quite a big gap over Cavolis, obviously starting on the hard tyres. Has given him an advantage because everybody else is going off very quickly. These are pretty much coming into a good position. So a bit further back, how are Mikey and that getting on? They have more than jumped. Stewart just coming out of the pits now is behind his teammate. So yeah, staying out long there certainly has not helped for position at the moment. Obviously with life, the durability life of the tyre, they're going to be able to go further. So Bog there making a move on, I think, double and hammers. And sorry, Mikey as well making a move. So double losing 2 positions there, but Bog up into 6th place. 5.4 seconds behind Hummer. He's recovered well after his first lap hiccups. Just in the first few turns, it didn't quite go according to plan for him, really dropping down the field. But more than capable as a driver. That's why he is second in the championship. So I expect to see him pretty much near the sharp end towards the end of this race. Bog 4.8 behind, so closing that gap quite dramatically. What tyres is Hummer on? So those hards not going to be in bad shape at the moment. Connor on the back of Wazza, just dropping a little bit further back now. Your teammate Stewart behind, just getting some heat into those tyres, a little bit of confidence on the new ones. I'm sure he'll be looking at moving forwards. Mikey and Bog changing positions lap after lap. I do wonder if they're using each other to try and pull away. Double 2 seconds back now, so they've got themselves a good buffer between themselves and the group of Wazza, Stewart and Connor coming behind. Poop Cannon down in 13th, so lost out massively in those pit stops, but I'm sure we'll see him moving his way back up the field. Latsis has been all over the back of Brother Adam for the last few laps. I'm just waiting for the move to happen. Stewart now itching to get past. Oh, he's past his teammate. I hadn't seen that. And Johnny goes for a move up the inside of Connor behind, but doesn't quite make it. Stewart goes for a move on the outside of double and does make it. A further back, and it looks like Johnny has made it stick around the outside of Connor. So Connor losing a couple of positions there, down into 12th. But again, long way to go. But this seems to be where the battling is currently. for Johnny. So he's now got Poop Cannon closing in on the back of him. DRS open. Doesn't have a lot of ERS to play with. He needs to use it frugally. Ideally wants to go down to none now and recharge as much as he can through the slower section. Looks to make a move around the outside of Johnny there. Johnny's too wise for that and closes on the inside. Looking for the inside line, a bit of a cutback there on Johnny, but Johnny keeps the position and he is going to go looking for the overtake on TGL Stewart. Just noticed up front, Summer has picked up a time penalty. The double going a bit wide on those tyres, so struggling just a bit, but he's holding up this group behind. The Poop Cannon now all over the back of Connor. And Hammer's not too much further up the road, just 1.5 seconds further up. The gap between Lil Mikey and Hummer is now 1.5 seconds. If you remember a few laps ago, that was up at 5 seconds. So they have been chipping onto that. Obviously, brand new tyres has helped, but I do also think the little game of yo-yo that they're playing, just overtaking, giving each other the toe, chance to recover on the ERS, is working handsomely for them. Jack making a move there, so Kazingle up into 14th, so makes the move on double. Out front, so Summer's still obviously going to keep going on those hard tyres. I'm not 100% sure of the laps that they'll be coming in on. I would have thought you could do good 30 odd laps on the hards. Obviously not going to be brilliant towards the end, but more than doable. Probably push a little bit further than that, but with 2 stops a minimum requirement to change on to all 3 compounds. There's no real reason to push them too hard. Right, let's jump back. Lucas is still on the back of Brother Adam, has not made a move yet. Bogorovsky and Mikey have closed the gap onto Hummer, so we now have a battle back on for 5th place. Obviously Mikey and Bog will be looking at clearing Hummer as quickly as possible, going on the hunt of Lekatsis and Brother Adam just up the road. The Cavolis a further 3 seconds up from there. So Hummer wasn't really wanting to give up that position, but sometimes you just have to realise that you have been overtaken and then plan a re-overtake. But Bog up into 5th place, so 2 seconds behind Lekatsis. We'll be looking at closing that down as quick as possible. Lekatsis within DRS zone of Brother Adam, so that battle that they've been having, Brother Adam and Lekatsis, when I say battle, they've been sort of just following each other for the last sort of 5 or 6 laps, could soon be crashed by Bog, Hummer, Mikey. Wazza now on the back as well, and he'll be dragging Stewart just a second further back. So the field's concertina in again when you think someone could, well, not potentially be out of it, but they've got a big bridge to sort of to cross, and then all of a sudden they're back in it. Stewart will be licking his lips, I would have thought, as he is now right on the back of Wazza. So Johnny and Connor battling away down in 10th position, and Magic Poop Cannon taking advantage, or not, as the case may be. So Johnny's still in 5th on those mediums. So I feel very guilty because I'm hardly showing D Summers at all. So on his debut, he's doing really, really well out front, pushing those hards. Got a 4.7 second lead on Cavolis, and not really getting much screen time because of this close battle going on behind. Keep an eye on Connor as well, 4.7 seconds off the back of his teammate. But is he going to be able to make a dent into that and close in on this group as well? Bog making a move on Lakatsis and just backing out at the last minute. I think he knew that he couldn't make it, so it was easier to back out. But he will again have DRS now. And makes the move easily. Lakatsis looks like he's treading water there, going backwards with Hummer and little Mikey following Bog through. So Bog up into 4th position. Wazza and Stewart having a bit of a ding-dong at the back here. Looks like Wazza might have come off worse out of that than Lakatsis, dropping down into 8th position. Right, let's jump back up here. So Wazza makes a move and is now past Lakatsis, but getting cut adrift ever so slightly of this group. 1.2 seconds behind. Lakatsis has had enough. He's come into the pits and will put on a set of tyres. I didn't see what colour they were. They are white, so he's gone for the hard tyres. Okay, let's jump back up here because brother Adam is soon going to have company. There's an angry swarm of Formula One cars. So Mikey makes the move there up into 5th position. He will go on the hunt for Bogorowski in front of him. Hammer's a bit further back, making the move up into 11th. Those medium tyres, we want to make the most of those with some hard runners in front of him. Stewart getting past Hummer there. With Stewart on to the back of Lil Mikey. Cassis has resumed in 15th position after his pit stop. A couple of laps to get those warm, and he will be loving the feel of some fresh rubber on each corner of his car. Hopefully they stay there. Bog lining up a move on brother Adam there and takes him around the outside. A quick change of direction there, sold him a dummy to the left and overtook him on the right, and Bogorowski up onto a podium position into 3rd position. So we know he's got decent pace around here, especially if you're looking at his qualifying on the front row. Stewart and Mikey Stewart being very brave there, making a move on brother Adam. Mikey will need to do the same. He doesn't want to get held up, otherwise he's going to find himself cut adrift from the group. That's good timing for him. Brother Adam comes into the pits and Mikey will resume, but he is just over a second behind Stewart now. Will want to get that back to under the second by the time that they hit the first DRS zone. Stewart now behind Bog. Bog does not have DRS, so I think it's going to be quite a simple move for Stewart. I don't think Bog's going to be too disappointed with that, because he can use the toe on the next straight and try and recoup perhaps some of his DRS he's been using to defend. But Stewart back up into third position. Jack and Johnny, a little game of after you, after me. Skip that up into 14th position. Okay, so gap at the front has stayed fairly static between Summers and Cavolis. Round about the 4.2, 4.3 second mark. Neither of them shown any signs of wanting to come into the pits yet, but as I say, on those hard tyres there is no need for them to probably for a good few laps yet. Magic Boot Cannon now recovered is on the back of the Stewart train. Hummer's dropped off just a little bit, 2.4 seconds adrift, and is soon going to come under pressure from Hammers. Let's have a quick look at the penalty situation. Everybody with 3 except Connor with 9. These two seem to be having a little bit of fun this afternoon. Jack and Johnny actually have changed positions quite a few times. Wazza picking up his traditional 3-second time penalty there. Stewart just managing to stretch his legs. He's pulled that gap out on Bog to over a second, so he's going to break that DRS, so he's going to soon be going on the hunt of Cavolis and Summers in front. That gap down to, was it 3.6 seconds to Cavolis. So Mikey now taking the lead, so it looks like they're going to resume the yo-yo effect to try and pull himself back towards the leader. But that gap has come down 2.3 seconds now between Cavolis and Summers. I'm not sure if Summers made a mistake or whether those tyres are not to his liking anymore. Obviously needs to make a pace adjustment when the tyres go off. Had a fairly decent lead though, but that is being eroded now down to 2.5 seconds. Lap number 21 of 58, so we are over a third of the way through. No, Summer certainly not looking at pitting any time soon. So Johnny picking up a 3-second time penalty there. I think with his battle with Kazingle, perhaps it's one of those, when it's so close like this, it's very difficult to spot your braking point, and sometimes you turn in point as well, and you could just go that little bit wide, pick up an extra warning. Frustrating, but happens to us all. So gap at the front, staying about 2.5 seconds, but Stewart is eroding the gap now to Cavolis, Little Mikey and Bog just getting cut adrift ever so slightly, 2.2 seconds back. And looks like Magic Poop Cannon wanting to get involved in that. Just pulled out at the last minute. But Wazza now as well in this group. So you've got a little group of 4 here. got the battle of Kazingle and J5 Gaming, so Jack and Johnny down in 10th and 11th. There we go, Stewart nearly closed in that gap now on Cavolis. Hammers up into 8th position, so the McLaren overtaking the Red Bull of Hummer. So obviously the top two in the championship. As it stands, Hammers would extend his championship lead by a few points, but not halfway yet, so hell of a long way to go. A lot can happen. So it's been very clean so far, which is good. We've had no safety car. Also quite bad for me because it means I've not been able to take a little bit of a break and have to keep talking. So hopefully we'll get a safety car soon. I can take a drink. A 1.3 that gap now. Boot Cannon overtaking Bogorovsky. So I think these four need to play it smart. If they can not fight too much, they can potentially look at pulling in that gap to Stewart. But if they start fighting, then it is game over for them, because they'll drop further and further back, and it will be so difficult for them to be able to. Johnny and Jack are still battling away. They're having their own private little race, I think, for first and second there. Although down in 10th and 11th, but a battle for the last points anyway. And it's going to come to an end now because Johnny is coming into the pits. Hummer already in as well. Stewart. Yeah, so Stewart has now reeled in Cavolis, and Cavolis also pulling in on Summers. So again, I don't know if Summers made a small error there, but just 1.5 seconds clear of the bunch now. Sure, those hard tyres have seen better days, but it's still got a good few laps left in them yet. And with a medium and soft run that's still to go. You don't want to leave yourself being too slow on a set of tyres just to have fresher tyres on another set. Looks like Cavolis has pulled the pin. So we'll keep an eye on that, Cavolis and Summer. We'll see whether the undercut, I think the undercut's going to work, and it's going to put him in, depending on how or when Summers reacts to it. If he does it straight away, it's going to negate a lot of the advantages that Cavolis would have. But if he leaves it a few laps, once Cavolis gets some nice heat into those tyres, he could well make the cut there. So 24 laps he has done on those hards. So in all that, I missed Wazza making his way up into 3rd position with his teammate just behind. So looking good for Haas with a 3-4 as we stand. The McLaren boys in 6th and 7th, albeit separated by 6 seconds. But Bog's still on the back of this group. It's not a bad thing to do, as long as the people, or the car in front of you doesn't get cut adrift, because sometimes you'll be concentrating so much on the car in front, you don't realise that they've lost touch with the car in front of them. And as I say, before you know it, you are a couple of seconds down the road. There's Hammers just coming around the final bend there, so both McLarens in the same shot now, and Summer is in. So what tyres has he gone for? He's gone for the softs, so he's going to do hard, soft, and then a set of mediums to finish. So he's going to be bloody quick for a few laps. But if we look, that undercut, mind you, I don't know, did he have any damage there? Because that's quite a big gap that Kavolis has pulled. Oh, no, it's not. He's right in front of him. That's right. I thought he said 8 seconds, but Kavolis is in front of him. So Kavolis has got the jump on him, so it's probably been a good 1.5 gain. And with those softs up to temperature pretty much straight away, Summer made that look easy. Apologies, I keep calling you Summer, it could be Somers, but I can't help it. What happened to Poop Cannon? Why has Magic dropped 5 seconds behind? I think he must have made a mistake or had some contact. So his wings all look intact, so could just be that his tyres have dropped off a cliff. 17 laps on those mediums. Shouldn't be too bad looking at the others around him that are doing sort of 20 odd laps. So Johnny picking up a 3 second penalty there as well. So I don't know if it's been fixed yet, but there used to be a bit of a bug turning into the pit lane here where you ended up getting a corner cut for coming into the pits. So I don't know if anyone is still suffering from that. Obviously if they are and it causes a penalty, then obviously if you save it and put it into the stewards, we can have a look at it. Right, so Stewart back out into his rightful place in this race so far of the lead. Summers taking those tyres a heck of a long way. 25 laps, 26 laps. That's now out on a fresh set of softs, so he's going to be flying. So gap already down to nearly 4 seconds to Hammers. Hammers has reduced the gap to Bogorovsky by about a second. Bog unfortunately has dropped off from the two Hasses in front, but the Hasses as well not working in tandem, a 1.6 second gap between them. So the field has pretty much spread out now. I mean, the closest gap that we have is Scully, Skipper and Johnny. So Johnny's obviously going to be rapid after just pitting. 4 laps on those hards will have them up to temperature, so he should make his way past Skipper soon on those 18-lap-old mediums, and Scully 21 laps on those hards. It's going to be difficult to defend, but here comes Johnny. So Johnny past Skipper there, so Johnny back into 14th place, all over the back of Scully now. We'll look at using the DRS and making this move around the outside as Scully goes defensive. So Johnny looks to sweep around the outside with the extra grip. He does it easily, and Johnny now up into 13th position, 6.8 seconds behind Hummer. And he will go on the hunt now. So Wazza just getting that gap back to within DRS, but was he close enough to actually get DRS at the detection line? Nope, no he wasn't. Stewart checked out, 4.5 seconds clear at the front. He's got that. Don't want to play today. You can squabble behind me, but I'm gone. Akatsis and brother Adam resume their battle. Completely different tyres now. Obviously soft against hard, so brother Adam shouldn't have too much of an issue getting past Akatsis. But then looking at that, actually, brother Adam's tyres are 10 laps old, so they're going to be past their best, whereas Akatsis in the Ferrari is certainly going to have more grip. Jack making a move past Kazingle there, making a double move because he dives up the inside of Scully as well, putting in a purple sector 2 to boot as well. I think a double toe probably helped him there. But Jack making his way up into 14th position. Well, he got a little bit wide there, but I think he kept it within track limits. Hammers is now into the pits again, and he jumps onto the hards. So Hammers has used all of the tyres required now. Boot Cannon looking to make a move on brother Adam, and he does down the straight. Obviously DRS enabled. Also the fact that brother Adam is on a set of tyres that are probably on fire. 11 laps on those softs. I think they're going to be screaming for a change. I'm not sure what tyre he hasn't used yet, but we will obviously check a little bit later. So the gaps are still pretty spread out, everyone sort of within a second or so. Bulk now into the pit, so he's pulled the trigger as well. He'll be going on to the hard tyres, probably for the last 27 laps of the race, unless we have a safety car. So the two McLarens do not need to pit again. They are done, and they have ticked the box for using all of the compounds. So Bog probably going to come out just ahead of his teammate. So down in 11th and 12th. He does just a couple of seconds ahead of his teammate, but then you've got Hummer and brother Adam just ahead. Oh, with such better grip there than brother Adam, makes that move easily. And is he going to go for a move on Hummer as well? He is up the inside, so Bogorowski looking to make the move back into 9th position as quick as he can, and he does successfully and chops in front. So Bog hitting onto those hards, finding them a little bit more to his liking. I think he can take these to the end. So he is now harvesting, and Hummer looks for a move up the inside, but Bog squarely chops his nose off there. Not there, he says. So Hammer's just a couple of seconds further back now. He is pretty much within the DRS of brother Adam, and he can use that to tow himself past and get onto the back of Hummer. So we are going to see the positions chopping and changing here a little bit, obviously due to the tyre strategies and a few pit stops. Brother Adam has had enough of those softs. He's going to come in. I think he's got onto the hards. So again, we'll check, but should mean he started on the mediums, has done the softs, and now looking at taking the hards to the end of the race. Stewart still happy out in front, 5.4 seconds ahead. And Summers hasn't disappeared from Cavolis like I thought he would on those soft tyres. So gap only 1.7, 1.8 between them. So pretty similar to what it was before the pit stops. So the front three all on aging hard tyres. The Haas drivers on 27 lap old hards. TGL Stewart's just a few laps younger, 23 laps for him, but a 5.8 second gap and looking pretty comfortable. The Haas drivers separated by 3.1 seconds. Kavolis and Summers. So Kavolis making the move back on Summers. So Kavolis into 4th, Summers down into 5th. Connor, look at that. I think he was down in 17th not so long ago. He's back up into 6th, obviously with pit stop strategies, 14 lap old mediums. But if he has used all of the required tyre compounds, he has a free choice. Well, obviously pending tyre availability, but if he has a set of mediums, he could take those to the end if he can just eke these out for a few more laps. What's he done? 14. A few more laps he could go to another set of mediums. So Poop Cannon putting in the fastest lap of the race, 126.491. Do a quick penalty check. So everybody with 3 except Johnny, who has 6 seconds, and Connor with 9 seconds. But Connor's had 9 seconds for quite a few laps now, so he's not picked anything up since. Skipper picking up his first time penalty of the day as well. Right, so everybody has stopped once, and we have a few that have stopped twice. Obviously top 5 have just done the 1 stop so far. So the lead 2 stopper is Poop Cannon, and then we've got Connor as well. So if they have used all of their tyres, they're in a pretty good position. Although they are going to age, and they're going to lose grip as the latter laps come, and the cars behind are going to have better grip. So it's a real fine balance as to what you do, whether you sort of go early and get yourself in that position, or whether you go late and have the pace at the end. It's I think a lot depends on your pace on each track. There's only one way to find out if it is the right decision, and that's to try it. If it doesn't work, it was the wrong decision. At least you know. Bog looking to overtake Lakatsis now and regain 8th position, and here we go, he's got his teammate directly behind him, so the McLaren boys are going to be on a charge. So Hammer's making the move around Lakatsis as well, but Lakatsis is burning all of his ERS to try and get that position back. It's no real need for that young man at the moment. Turn that down to none and recoup some of that. You don't need to make a position straight back. Obviously if the opportunity's there, then go for it, but if you're having to hinder yourself by sort of eating up all your ERS, then perhaps it's not the right time to do it. But the McLaren boys are through and up into 8th and 9th, 2.3 second gap. So Summers now into the pits and puts on his medium, so he has fulfilled all 3 compounds today as well. Starting on the hards and going long, leading for a vast majority of the first stint. Coming and putting the softs on, just solidifying his position, and now bolts on a set of hard tyres that will take him to the end of the race. But as his teammate behind him now, where's Jack? Jack has also pitted twice. So majority have pitted twice. We'll have a look in a minute just to make sure that everybody has used the appropriate tyre compounds. Oh, Joker! No Joker's being played tonight, obviously, because it's a it's a feature race, basically with the sprint races and the 100% race, which this one is. We decided it was, you know, potentially best not to be able to play your Joker. I suppose we could have done in the feature race of a sprint race weekend, but it was we just thought it was easier to have any feature race. Obviously 100% race, it's far easier to come from the back of the grid and win than it is in a 50% race, so you do have an unfair advantage there. But yeah, no Jokers to be played at all this week. I mean, what we can do is just have a look at who has played their Jokers and who still needs to do it. So not taken, we've got Brother Adam, Hammers, Ralph, Cavolis, Riker, Wazza, Double, Scully, Lacatsis, Lil Mikey and Hackett. I think obviously Magic Boot Cannon as well. If he has a continuation of appearances in Division 2, he is also likely to need to, well, he will need to take a Joker. I think we could set it as 4 Grand Prix to actually qualify for that. I think this is, well, certainly a second week in a row, so only one more away, and then on the next one he will need to look at taking his Joker. So round number 7 of 12, so we're over half of the season gone. Right, let's get back here because Bog is. Where's Bog drop back? Oh, it's only Connor. Sorry, I thought Bog would drop back from Hammers, but it is only Connor in between the two. I say it's only Connor. It's Connor's not easy to overtake at all. Very fair, but will make you earn a position. So Bog now on the back of Hammers again, so these two will hopefully use each other to tow towards Boot Cannon, but we do have an 8-second gap there. Johnny and Hammers exchanging positions. It was okay. Let's okay, into the pit. Stewart's in. Mikey is in. Cavolis isn't. Boot Cannon isn't. What happened to Wazza? Where's Wazza? Johnny's out. What's happened to Johnny? Johnny. Johnny's out after having such a good battle with Kazingle as well. As it was there, so it was in the stadium section. Aye, Johnny. I will watch your stream back later, mate, just to see exactly what happened. But out comes the safety car, and pretty good for Stewart. Pit under safety car, minimises loss, only down into 3rd position. Fresh set of mediums, 2 laps at least under the safety car. Will mean he's got about 17 laps of racing on those medium tyres. And in front he has Cavolis leading on a set of mediums. Has only done the one stop though, so he will need to stop again. So is he going to come in this time? Would probably be wise to. I think he will lose less positions than he is indeed. So into the pits. The Catsis, if I were you, I would do exactly the same now. Minimise that loss under the safety car. Probably still bring yourself back out. So Stewart retains the lead of the Grand Prix on fresh mediums. Mikey. Is Mikey going to get... Oh, he didn't. Oh, just under Delta there. Cavolis managed to keep hold of second place. The Catsis into third position, but again will need to stop one more time. Has just done that one pit stop. Summers, he's done. And he's right on the back in fifth. Wazza, he's done with his stops. In sixth, Poop Cannon. Done 3 stops, decided to do an extra one. Got medium tyres to the end. Hammers, fresh set of mediums. Connor. Let's get the tyres up so we can actually see. Yeah, Connor, fresh set of mediums. Bog. Bog's gone for the hards. Perhaps he didn't have any mediums available, or perhaps he just prefers them as a tyre. Everybody on fresh tyres except Lacansis. Lacansis deciding to stay out on those 23 lap hard tyres. Right, let's have a quick look and see. Right, so Stewart's used every compound, so has Cavolis, so has Mikey. Lacansis needs to use softs. Summers used them all. Used them, 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 used them. Right. So the only person that has not used all the compounds yet is Lacansis in 4th position. Needs to go onto the softs. So I can very much see why he is staying out on those hard tyres now. Doesn't want to be doing 18, 19 laps on a set of softs. This is where your tyre strategy can come in very, very handy. And also penalties are going to be a big pain in the backside. So those with no pens, Mikey, Lacansis, Bog, Jack, Hummer. Oh no, Hummer has got one, sorry. Brother Adam, double composite. Could all look to gain. But Stewart has shown, well, a continuation of his form pretty much all season. So from pretty much the word go, he has been bang on it with pace, if not ahead of pace. I think there's certain things just haven't gone his way in races. A huge amount of bad luck, perhaps some wrong decisions. But there's no doubt in the fact that he is very, very quick, and showing that at the front of the pack today. Cavolis as well has improved massively over the last couple of seasons, certainly on sort of pace and consistency. He sits rightly in second place. Little Mikey, we all know Mikey. Mikey has good pace when he has time to put in the practice, but it's I think it's like all of us. we just don't get the time to practice. It's not like the COVID days where we were unfortunately on lockdown and we had nothing else to do, so that's what we did, was just practice, 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 and then sort of after that you kept in the groove. But you know, now it's life is just so busy that you don't get the time. I think also the state of the game probably hasn't helped, but you know, hopefully going forward they can sort all this out and we can get ourselves a real good racing game again. But for now we will make do with F1 24. Say Summer on his debut in 5th position. So there's still a long way to go. 17 laps including the one that we are on, so anything can happen, but he's been a threat throughout the race. And some of the moves he's made, certainly on debut, been very brave but very spot on. So very impressed with his racecraft today, so don't blow it now. Wazza doing well in 6th position. I say Wazza either does quite well here or just doesn't finish on the first lap. Normally on the first lap he likes to take a few with him. I remember back in a different league he used to race for, I think he took out, must have been 8, 9, 10 people at turn number 3. It was absolute carnage. But there's no doubt in Wazza's speed. Magic Poop Cannon as well. Unknown to a lot of you, but certainly well known to myself, Bogorowski, over the years. Consistent, clean, fast driver. Really good to have you back. And the safety car is coming in this lap. That was a very, very late call. Something else that needs to be improved on this is just the timing of the safety car. And Stewart's gone. He's gone early, and he has completely gazumped Kukvolis. He had not got a clue that he's gone, and already a second behind. So Mikey obviously not getting the greatest of jumps either, but was hindered by Kukvolis in front of him, and Summers again looking to make a move. He's good at that. He's very late on the brakes and makes good, nice, clean moves up the inside. It's really, really good to see. Danny Ricciardo-esque of a good few years back, that was. But almost like he applies the brakes, just releases the brakes and then goes back on them, but it's enough to make the move. But the cat's just looking to come back if he can, but Summers is wise to that and says, no, thank you, not today. Wazza now putting all kinds of pressure onto the back of Lecatsis. Hammer's picking up a 3-second time penalty there as well. I think when he gets a little bit bunched, sometimes you, as I said, you just end up getting run offline, picking up your third warning that you didn't want. And big out penalties. Buchanan and Lecatsis exchanging positions there. Lecatsis, I think, just starting to struggle on those hard tyres, but considering his only option is to go on to the softs, he could probably pull the pin now, to be honest with you, but I think it was just too early when the safety car came out. Connor picking up another time penalty. I think he's at 12 seconds, Connor. Did you really want to win the penalty contest today? Right, so Stewart has been reeled back in. Little Mikey going for the move up the inside of Kukvolis now and takes the Haas up into 2nd position, and will go on the hunt of Stewart. Just over a second and a half, or just under a second and a half up the road. Summers will now look at making the move on Kukvolis, but Kukvolis wasn't giving up on position number 2 and decided he was going to have a little go on Mikey there, but Mikey managing to hold that position now going into the stadium section. Summers just a little bit of a love tap up the back there, but managing to keep control. Stewart 126.102, posting the fastest lap. Bog, did he make a move? What was that? Jack getting overtaken. So we have a yellow. Why do we have a yellow? I think that's one of the... I think it might have been Skipper not having one of their better days today. The Skip Saubers in 16th and 17th. Pretty real to life. But Skipper comes it always a pleasure to watch racing. I say the oldest average team age. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it is in the 60s, I would have thought. But yeah, they've been with us years. Composite and Skipper, and always a pleasure to watch them race. They'll go out and they'll give it their absolute all. Okay, so Mikey has now pretty much broken clear of Cavolis. I mean, gap's only 0.6, but I think those softs are starting to reach, or they've reached their plateau. Probably starting to head towards the opposite side now. Don't last for too long. You can keep them going, but you lose so much lap time. But only seem to be good for a handful of laps around Abu Dhabi. Hammers into the pits. Oh, Hammers, he's going to go front nose, so obviously, yeah, picked up wing damage. What's he going to go for? A fresh set of soft tyres, so I would not be surprised to see the fastest lap pop up to Hammers shortly. Ooh, Summers, what happened there? I know he's letting him back past. I think something happened between Summers and Wazza there. Not sure if it was a little bit of contact or it's maybe an overtake off track, but exchanging the positions back, which is really good to see. Poop Cannon making the move around the outside of his teammate Cavolis there. So I'm not sure if Cavolis let him through or whether Poop Cannon just has far superior grip now, but up into third position. He will be on the hunt of little Mikey, just a second and a half up the road, and Mikey about a second and a half behind Stewart. So we're now getting down to the business end of this race. 11 laps to go. Plus the one that we're on, obviously. So nearly 12. The Cats has fallen all the way down into 14th now from, what was he, third position at the safety car restart. So he has done 30 laps on those hards. You can, the Cats says, if you're listening, you can come in and put a set of softs on. Connor hanging on to the back of this group in 7th position. But I say, unfortunately, I think he has 12 seconds worth of penalties, but the Haas of Wazza going wide there and losing the position to the Alpine. There's where Wazza just needs to keep it together, just finish the race. There's still some really good points to be had here. Bog now all over the back of Kazingal. Will he be able to make the move though up into 8th position as Hummer, who's obviously his teammates' title rival. But Bog, you know, let's not count Bog out of it either. At the end of the day, he is defending champion for Division 2, and he didn't win it for no reason last year. So it's still not out of the realms of possibility that Bog could retain that. He's there or thereabouts this year. But while we're saying that, teammate Hammer's picking up the fastest lap of the race as expected. Look at this now, does hit and put those softs on. He's gonna be like a different car to him. It'll be completely different. So Bog wants to get past Jack as quickly as he can, because then the gaggle in front of him is still close together behind Summers. He's got, I mean, Summers has got Cavolis, Connor, and Wazza directly behind him. Because Jack's only sort of 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds back. But if Bog can get past and just jump onto the back of that group, he could catapult himself up sort of towards the top 4, and with no penalties, he could be in a really good position for a podium. So 10 laps to go, including the one that we are on. Round number 7, our 100% race. And the excitement doesn't stop this week either, because next week we go to, although being a standard 18-minute qualification and your 50% race, we are off to the Principality of Monaco. So always throws up something different, Monaco. Never know what we're going to get. We're going to get a crash fest, or are we going to get some good racing, or are we going to get some desperate dive bomb overtakes? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Monaco always throws up something. So we'll look forward to that next week. But obviously next week, you know, that's round number 8 next week. Then we go off to Saudi Arabia. Azerbaijan after that, where we have our final sprint race of the season, and then we finish in Miami and Suzuka. So Japan will be the final race of the season. Be nice for nostalgia's sake if the championship is still alive going into that race. Seen so many championships decided there, obviously Prost and Senna, and Senna and Prost. Obviously, I think most people thought Cavolis was just going to go for a dive up the inside there, but just thought better of it. But I tell you what, we do have Poop Cannon has now closed in on the back of Little Mikey. Now, will this push Little Mikey on just a little bit more, that they can get themselves within that DRS zone of Stewart in front? And if so, they could close in, and this could become a trio. So Wazza has made it past Cavolis, and we'll be looking at the back of Summers. And Summers hounding the back of Connor. Obviously these two know each other, so I think there'll be an element of respect there, but there will certainly be no quarter given, and there'll be none asked either, I wouldn't have thought. So Poop Cannon is now within the DRS zone of Little Mikey, so we'll be looking at closing. Mikey as well is putting that gap down to nearly a second to Stewart in front. Mikey running a little bit low on ERS, but Stewart doesn't have a huge amount himself. Personally, in the best position at the moment is Mr. Poop Cannon himself. The Hummer and Bog exchanging positions. Scully overtaking his teammate in the Williams. Let's jump back up to the front here because it's starting to close up again. So we're getting the group of 3 potentially for the lead or for the win. And then we've got a group of essentially 8 behind the Aston Martin of Summers. And there we are. We've got a little gaggle on there. Bog on the back. Brother Adam just cut adrift. Bog just 1.1 there. Needs to close that in. Doesn't want to lose the back of that DRS. Wazza picking up another penalty. So look at the pens actually, because they are going to be so important. So 3-3-3. Wazza's now got 9. Summers, I think. Oh God, he just got past Connor there, but we hadn't. Yeah, so Connor with that 12 seconds of penalties. Wazza with 9. Otis single. Otis and Hummer. Hummer getting pushed out a little bit wide to the left hand side, looks to take it around the outside, but does not come off on this occasion, and has to drop back into 8th position. There's Jack all over the back of him. Scully and Double exchanging position. So the Williams team drivers, I don't know if they are trying to put each other along or whether it's just a matter of I am going to beat you on track. Poop Cannon still just behind Lil Mikey. I say just behind, I mean he's nearly a second plus 3 seconds of penalty, so in effect he's 4 seconds behind Little Mikey. Did Mikey get DRS? He didn't, but he is now within the DRS range, so they have closed the gap at the front down to next to nothing. And here we have got overtake after overtake after overtake going on. Everybody's overtaking everybody. Scully and Double overtaking again at the back. So Mike Crack, I'm sure, will be on the radio soon. No team orders, just keep it clean. Keep them both on track. Scully picking up a 3-second time penalty, I think, in his battle with his teammate. It's not, I don't want to jump too far away from this front because, as I say, we have 2 groups now. We have a group of 3. And then we have Summers on his own. 1.7 seconds he's managed to break clear of Jack. But then Jack in 5th all the way down to, well, really Cavolis. Pretty much nose to tail. So anything can happen in these final 4.5 laps. But as we currently sit, Little Mikey will win due to having no penalty. The Hammer's now on the back of these 2 Williams drivers. Yellow flag, yellow flag. That is Lecatsis having an unfortunate incident at turn number 1. So a spin for Lecatsis down into 16th position. Was looking so good for him at one point. But I think unfortunately the safety car did not play in to any kind of favour for him at all. Stuck on those hard tyres with just the softs to go. Couldn't hit early with everybody else. There was no way those hard tyres were going to make it, those soft tyres were going to make it to the end. So he did the only thing that he could do, really, stay out on the hards, but he lost so many positions, I think, going from 4th or third down to 13th, 14th, and then fighting an uphill battle after that. So Mikey has said, I don't think he will really want to go for a move on Stewart. There's no need for him to make any kind of gamble whatsoever. Summers has been caught in 4th place now. Connor has reeled him in, and he's taken Jack and Wazza and Bogorovsky and Hummer with him. To the start finish line. These three still separated by next to nothing, although it looks like Stewart might put a bit of a spurt on there. He's pulled out nearly 3/4 of a second. Burning his ERS, Mikey. Hammers, why is Hammers out? Oh, she. Is there 1 or 2 cars involved in that? Oh no. Scully and Hammers have made contact, so our championship leader Hammers is out of the race. We won't get a safety car at this late moment, but Scully picking up a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Hammers. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that he caused Hammers' retirement. It could be that Hammers had spun and Scully came around the corner and had nowhere to go. That has happened many, many times, and I'm sure it will happen many, many times again. So let's not draw any conclusions on that. One thing is for certain, that Hammers, our championship leader, is out of the race. The only small benefit he can take is that he's well, the next in the championship, Hummer, is only picking up 2 points currently for 9th position. Connor now with 15 seconds of penalty. You're not going to win the penalty contest today, Connor. There's Scully. Scully now with 32 seconds of penalties. Ay. So Mikey sitting comfortably behind TGL Stewart. So Stewart, he potentially could be unfortunate again for him today. Another race where he has been, I can't say perfect because he's picked up a 3-second penalty, and that's potentially going to cost him the race win. But he's been great. As I just, obviously one small mistake there. Who the hell is that parked up there? I think that was someone just getting out of the way. That's fair enough. Yeah, I think it's one of the Red Bulls of the way. So we are now on to the last lap. Connor and Summers still battling away here. So they might be friends, but they still want to beat each other on track. So we've got another yellow flag. Where is it, Brother Adam? Yeah, I think Brother Adam had a moment there. Scully in the pits. Right, okay, let's jump back to the front because we are on to the last half a lap. So little Mikey, as long as it all stays the same, is gonna... Oh, let's kind of drop down. it's just getting a bit busy there. Right, let's go back up here. So Jack in fourth. How the hell did he get to fourth? Okay, right, so Stewart is going to come around the final two corners for the 58th and final time tonight to take the checkered flag, but unfortunately he's not going to win on track because that is going to go to Little Mikey. Magic Poop Cannon comes home and takes the third spot on the podium. Jack in fourth. Oh yeah, no, shit. Jack not in fourth. Summer comes home in fourth for Aston Martin. Hummer comes home in fifth. So after looking good for Hammers at one point, with Hummer only picking up a couple of points, he picks up a fifth position. Bog crosses the line in sixth. Scully pick up another penalty. 35 seconds. Jeez Louise. Kazingle in seventh. Eighth go to Wazza. Ninth to Havoc. Connor. 10th Cavolis. 11th Brother Adam. 12th Double. 13th Skipper. 14th Lacatsis. 15th Scully, and Composite will be the last. Well, it won't be the last actually, because Lacatsis is just behind him. But Lil Mikey takes the victory in the 100% race at Abu Dhabi. So well done to him, kept it clean. No 3-second penalty for him, and it won him the race. Stuart, unfortunate again for you, showed absolute quality out there today. Just that 3-second penalty, unfortunately, messing it up for you. And third place, Magic Poop Cannon. Always a pleasure to watch you race, sir. Good to see you back on the podium. I'm sure it's not going to be too long before you get yourself back into it properly and pick up your first win. Okay, so official results, obviously pending any steward's inquiry, but Little Mikey taking the victory. TGL Stewart taking home second, Magic Poop Cannon the third place on the podium. Then we have Summers in fourth, Hummer in fifth, Bogorovsky in sixth, Kazingle in seventh, eighth to Wazza, ninth to Connor, 10th Cavolis, 11th Brother Adam, 12th Double, 13th Skipper, 14th Lacatsis, Composite in 15th, Scully in 16th, and the DNFs of Hammers, Johnny, J5 Gaming, and Berserk. But I think there might be a little bit of a chat going on between Bog and Jack there. As I say, I'm not quite sure what happened in that final corner, but lost them both a good few amount of places. I think Jack was on for fourth and Bog for fifth. But yeah, just well, I think they only lost one place in the end, but that was mainly down to penalties. So that brings to a close round number 7. The 100% race is done and dusted. Everybody can get up and now go to the toilet that I'm sure they've been absolutely busting for the last 20 minutes or so. Division 2, always a pleasure to commentate on you. A good race, some great, fantastic, close racing. We'll be back same time next week. Don't forget Wednesday night we'll be back for Division 1. So it's a good one to tune in to have a quick look at the Monaco Mayhem. And we will be back same time next week on Thursday for Division 2, again from Monaco. So thanks ever so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. So some good racing out there. We look forward to next week. I hope you all have a good weekend. Take care, everyone.